Yeah, he did a good job. I mean, he hadn't pitched for a while either, just like Hale last night. So you never know what you're going to get. With starting pitchers get so much into their routine. When he threw the ball down and he used his off-speed pitch as well, he was successful. Just got behind Upton there and laid one in there, and Justin hit a long way. So other than that, he pitched great. He battled. He gave us 5. His pitch count was fine. We just, with the expanded rosters again, we have opportunities to pinch hit and do some things. We went for it.
How about AJ coming through for you?
Great. He's been doing it all year. He and Goldie are, been so good for us in those situations. I saw a stat today. I was doing the Silver Slugger Award, and AJ, Ender, and David are 2, 3, and 4 of all outfielders in the National League in average. So we got a pretty good outfield, and all those guys have contributed throughout the year. So it's impressive.
We talked about the comeback after last night. It was kind of lethargic, and the energy that you generate toward the end.
Yeah, well, I think what happened was Tyson Ross had nasty stuff tonight, as usual. We have a hard time with him. We're trying different things to solve him, but he's got that slider that guys just don't see. So, we think predictable counts, we're going to get it, and guys are still missing it. So sometimes when you don't hit, you have no one on base, it does look lethargic. But the guys kept at it. They were, the attitude was good on the bench. And the one thing I kept harping was you could see his pitch count was rising, and we knew that at some point we would get him out of the game. Now we got a run off him, and then we got him out of the game, and we were able to do some damage.
The expanded rosters make it a little easier to use Brad for an inning plus.
Yes, it does. But I mean, even in a normal situation, as long as I had Lamb there to double switch with, I had no problem doing it. And we've been doing it a lot lately because he's been rested, and we have Thursday off, so we can use him tomorrow again. So I think even before the expanded rosters, that move there isn't as big a deal.
AJ is still a little bit underrated, even though he's an all-star, and even though we've seen him.
Well, I think until I've said this before, even about Goldie, until we put ourselves in the middle of a pennant race, all our guys are going to be underrated, because those are the guys right now, and deservingly so, are getting all the publicity. They're having good years on teams that are fighting it out for a playoff spot. Now we aren't out of it yet, but we've got to get ourselves back in it with a flurry of wins. But that's just the way it's going to be. It's always going to be that way until we get ourselves in a pennant race for a whole season.
Well, your thoughts on Ziegler and how he seems to make it look every night?
Right. Well, I mean, even tonight he did a great job, and it was hairy because even his ground balls, they're pounding him in the ground so hard that it's hard to throw him out. The guy's out sometimes. So we saw it when we faced Oakland, where he threw a bunch of ground balls and they got through the infield. Other than that, most of those ground balls have gone to our guys and we've made the plays. But he's been solid all year. I mean, it's hard to believe back in spring training, we were worried about his health, and then we were worried, was he going to pitch the 7th, the 8th? Is he going to pitch match up against a righty? And now we're just throwing him out there in the 8th inning to get 4 outs. So he's had a tremendous year.